What's going on, everybody? Scott Hogan coming at you. Today we're going to talk about getting shallow because a lot of people still struggle with this. So let's get deeper into the topic. What's going on, everybody? Scott Hogan coming at you. We're going to get into this whole shallow thing, what's going on with it. There is still a shallow craze going on, and a lot of people struggle to get the club in a good position. So we will get into it and talk about how it actually works a little bit deeper. Before we do that, make sure you check out our Art of Impact crash course, and also make sure you click that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. We'll have all that information for the crash course, subscribe button, all that stuff is down below. Make sure you check them out, all right? So we get into shallowing the golf club. Okay, so what does it mean to shallow the golf club? Well, here's what people think it means. Okay, what people think it means is I'm going to go up here and I'm going to do this with the golf club. Okay, they are getting the club to lay down in this fashion as opposed to something like this, right? Now you can see I've got a little device on here. This is the arm alarm from Y Golf, which I highly recommend. It's a great device that's going to help you shallow, because what you're going to realize is shallowing is not about the club doing this. Okay, this is shaft pitch. This is the shaft pitching in a certain direction. But I can go ahead and just lay the club down, but if I do other things that are incorrect, I'm going to be coming way over the ball and I'm going to have to hammer down at that golf ball. Not going to work, okay? I'm still steep and I'm still not going to hit really good shots, okay? What is really going on when we want to shallow the golf club? Well, what's actually happening is when I go back, my arms are just working to shallow the club, meaning shallowing is I want to come in and I don't want to have to just hammer down at the golf ball. I want to be able to come in and make a very, very gentle downward approach towards the ball. Okay? Essentially, it's just going to be your club is swinging in a circle around you, and it's going to have some downward angle, and you're going to catch that ground, catch the ball, all of those things without just absolutely crashing into them, right? That's what's going on. And so if I'm going to truly get shallow, I need to get the club up and I need to get my arms back down, so then the club can just work in this circle around me, and it's only just going to brush the ground, right? I can get very, very clean hits on the golf ball. And then if you can do that, then you can start doing whatever you want as far as, do I want to draw, do I want to fade, all of that good stuff. But we got to get the club in a position where we can make good contact without just destroying the ground, or else you're going to have to make a bunch of compensations as you go. So how do we do that? Well, you can see again, I've got this arm alarm on here. So if you can control your arms, you are going to be in really good shape, okay? So what we're going to do here is, this arm alarm is a device. It just goes on. It's going to connect, and then what ends up happening is, as we do it, if it comes apart, we're going to hear it beep, okay? The goal here is I need to keep my arms together, okay? Now what that means is when I go back, here's what a lot of people do. They think, all right, I got to get the club more behind me. So they start pulling their arms back. Well, my arms have separated. You can see this cable has broke, okay? So that's one thing they do. The other thing they do is they go up and then they start to shallow, but their arms are starting to separate. That's not going to work, okay? We need to be able to keep the structure in our arms, which means really the only thing we're going to be able to do with our arms is work up and then work back down, okay? And you can see it, if I do that and combine it with some pivot and some shift, that club all of a sudden starts to come on a much more shallow angle, okay? That's the goal that we are looking for. Okay, so you can see that one, kept it all the way through, kept this connected. The only time it came off was actually at the very end when I went to grab another ball. So I did very good there. And what we'll see then is a swing that is much more on the shallow. So again, I'm not doing any of this stuff, right? For me to keep my arm structure, I got to get like my hands pinned to my body. if I'm gonna pitch the shaft like this, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do that, okay? There's no way I'm gonna be able to do that. My body, I can tell, is already fighting that move. What we're doing is going up, down, and we're actually directing the club head already back out at the ball too. That is what's going to get you more shallow. Okay? And you can see, doing that, people are going to say, oh, that's like over the top, anything like that. But we look at our data, we look at our shots. I've hit a nice little draw there. I didn't give it as much effort as I needed to, but still hit a 6-iron 165 yards on, for me, felt like about 40% effort. And that's what most people start to realize is they're like, man, this feels a lot easier than everything else that I've been doing. That's what it's supposed to be. The golf swing is not supposed to feel like this big complicated mess, because to be honest, you need to get a swing, you need to work on it, because you can't think about this big complicated mess as you go through it, because we got to focus on being able to play the game still. So getting yourself something that's really easy. The other thing I like is this is just how your arms work, right? Like my arms go up and down very easily. There is some shoulder stuff, right? But a lot of that's going to come more naturally, and I'm not going to be pushing myself to go beyond what those body parts are trying to do. So that's what we're looking for when we're trying to get shallow. We don't need all of this super fancy stuff. It just makes the swing way harder and way harder to repeat, okay? And that's not what we want, all right? So if you have questions about it, leave a comment down below. If you disagree, leave a comment down below. I highly recommend this arm alarm. Huge tool in helping get people more shallow. If you're looking to get more shallow, this is gonna be what you need, okay? Something that helps you keep your arms together. This one is my favorite because it's adjustable for arm sizes, all right? I'm a little bit bigger, my arms are a little wider already from each other, so hey, I wanna get a little more slack. The ball gets a little bit tough as I go through that, but that's what you can get, and that's how you can work on getting more shallow, all right? So, thanks everybody for tuning in. We're gonna see you in the next one. Good luck getting shallow out there, and thanks for watching. Peace.